my first abortion when I was 17 years old. I was never offered any support. The first option I was given was to have an abortion. I had my first abortion without actually knowing what having an abortion meant. I was never required to tell anybody about my abortion. I think I allowed myself to believe that what they tell you, that it's a fetus and it's not a life and all of these things, so that you can emotionally detach yourself from what you're about to do, which is essentially killing a baby. I got pregnant again in my 20s, early 20s. Then it also never occurred to me not to have an abortion. Like, it was there, it was always there as my second option because it was so easy to do. I was still believing that I wasn't doing anything wrong. It was almost like contraception. When I was 22, I got pregnant with my now husband, John, and we were booked in to terminate that pregnancy as well. And when we went for the scan, she started the ultrasound and then she just went quiet and looked at me and she just said, "You're having twins." And I remember lying there and I looked up and I said, "I beg your pardon?" And she said, "You're having twins." And I just remember the feeling of the tears, just because I knew at that point that I had no choice anymore. Somehow the thought of killing two upset me, and yet I would do it with one. And I found out from that doctor, she came and visited me again later and, was just trying, because she knew that I was having a termination, she came to talk to me and she said, "I'm really sorry, but if you had the termination and were pregnant with twins, I don't think anybody would have told you that there were twins in there." And that just broke my heart. But I can't understand even myself why I think that it's all right to have an abortion with one child but not two. I still can't figure it out why that was any different, because one is enough. And I was about to have my third abortion. I was suffering from depression and anxiety, the guilt of I'd had 2 abortions, and had God given me twins for a reason? For 2 years I couldn't get my life back together. There was no way to deal with what was going on inside of me, and so I just kept sleeping around, and I got pregnant again. For the first time I knew I was gonna have an abortion and feel it. Like, really feel it. And I felt every part of that procedure that day. Like, I don't remember the first 2. I don't remember being so emotionally involved in them. But the third one broke my heart. And the one thing I remember about all 3 of them was that everything was just like ticking boxes. It was like nobody genuinely cared about what I was about to do. John and I did get back together, and we got married. After about a year, we'd made a decision to have a baby and choose to have a baby. And we had Sunny, and then we had another one, and we had Emmy. So I feel like our marriage and our family is almost like a representation of what we overcame. I'm really glad that we chose life and chose to keep them, because we're so proud of them. These are our boys. My message to you, Jacinda, is to please reconsider it. to be able to abort a baby, even at 20 weeks. I don't think you understand the trauma that leaves behind. The physical removal of a life that's exactly what it is. And New Zealand absolutely has an abortion on demand culture, because there's no way I should have had 3. No young woman should have an abortion at 17 and be successful at having more after that. There was no support. I know that there are women like me, more women like me, who sit in silence and shame and guilt and deal with what they've done quietly and on their own. Please consider us.